Tom, I think I'll be seeing you again. Got another bone to pick with you.
Alright.
So,
I understand you don't understand why you're sanctioned.
yeah, I've got a few questions for you. I mean,
Okay.
when I saw you, I've got here on my notes here, grounds that I'm being, you're sending it to the decision maker, being unavailable.
What we're doing is, the reason that you were found to be disallowed from benefit is because we didn't get to a stage where we were able to talk about what you've actually done to look for work within the company. So as such, that's classed as not providing evidence of job search. Yeah?
You know, you're telling me a load of BS here, Tom.
Right.
I sat down and I said to you word for word, and the words were, I'm here because it was my legal right to sign on,
Yeah.
and I've brought the evidence that
We
I've
were
brought the evidence to show you the jobs that I've applied for, and the very same evidence that I brought on Tuesday is here.
Well, we weren't able to get to a stage where I was able to evaluate that evidence because we had an ongoing dispute about potential.
You've got a little smirk on your face, and it's going to get wiped clean off when I get through with the appeal department and take you to court for damages for distress and alarm.
Okay, so that's amazing. However, because we were unable to get to a point where I was comfortable to actually evaluate whether or not you'd done anything to look for work.
And why couldn't we do that?
Because after repeated questioning about recordings, by the way, and I would say repeated evasive answers to that question, I decided to end that interview.
I told you before you got off that seat, I'm not doing any recording for any harassment purposes, and as you were walking away, I said I'm not recording. You are picking up excuses to put through a sanction. This is personal against me. The people in here have put you onto the case. You're the man who can to get me on a sanction. That's your position.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion for that. However, you were unable to establish whether or not you were looking for work during the previous 2 weeks because we were unable
I came here.
Agreement about whether or not you were actually.
I came here and I told you it was my legal right to sign on, Tom, which I did.
You did sign on.
So we were able to sign on, which is my legal right.
Yeah.
And I came here and I told you that I brought evidence, which I have. I brought it again for you to see today.
I was unable to get to a point where I was satisfied.
My evidence was right here along with my statement. I had it all laid out on the front desk, right in front of you, Tom. You know full well I fully document everything. Pardon?
We're doing much the same again as we did last week.
What are we doing that's the same as last week?
Repeatedly going around in circles, actually not addressing anything to do with job search again. So let's try and deal with the issue that you have today, the thing that's brought you down to the office today.
It's because you've incorrectly, unlawfully lied to sanction me. Okay. You've lied, Tom.
Okay.
You've said, and what I don't understand is you was talking about being unavailable, but when I actually spoke to the people at the processing department, they told me that I've not produced any evidence.
Yeah.
But my evidence is here, and it's here every week, like it always is.
Okay.
So how can you sit there and say that I've not produced any evidence, Tom?
Yeah. Basically, I was not able to evaluate that evidence because we couldn't establish whether or not there was a recording of the conversation ongoing. I then exercised my right to step away from this interaction, allowed you to sign on, and that was referred to the decision.
So you're saying
to decide whether or not they could release a statement based on the signature from yourself saying that you couldn't look for work, and obviously my side of the story saying I didn't get a chance to evaluate that amount of work.
how's it going to look, Tom, on your end, when they turn around and go, well, he did produce evidence? And the previous week, you said, and the words were, Tom, I'm quite happy with your evidence for your job search. I've brought the same quality of evidence for the sign-on Tuesday, brought it with me, declared to you that I've brought it with me, and now you're claiming that you were unable to what? You were able to pass the sign-on sheet underneath the screen, but you weren't able to receive, what was there, some blockage after I'd signed on that stopped you examining the job search evidence underneath the screen.
The rest of the day, debate this over and over again. We established the situation as it was.
No. I declared to you that we weren't recording. Before you got off the seat, Tom. And then when you come back, you lied and tried to make out that I only said I wasn't recording as you were walking away.
I'm about to get off the seat again only so we can actually clarify some issues with everybody.
Well, let's clarify these issues.
You're currently being disallowed Jobcentre offers because of failure to provide evidence of job search.
The evidence that I've got in front of me now.
Do you disagree with that decision? in this form, saying that you disagree with that decision, and then provide said evidence for job seeker allowance. Yeah?
Including the recordings.
If you wish, if you have recordings, that's fine.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, it's not a great example of your honesty, since I believe you just stated you weren't making recordings at the last.
I'm entitled to make covert recordings. You've gone on YouTube. Have you seen yourself on YouTube? Have you heard your own voice? You want to go up there? I've got your little picture up on everything. Get named and shamed in this place.
How do I find it?
Go to I forget the name of the channel. You'll have to find it yourself.
No, okay. Well, I'll have a look for that. However, needless to say, I don't give you my consent to put my image or my opinions or voice or anything on YouTube.
Well, you're up there now because you've lied. You'd never have gone up there, Tom, if you hadn't have lied. Yeah, you've lied and caused me distress and alarm, so you've gone up on YouTube. You've been named and shamed.
Just to be clear, Jobcentre considers that harassment of staff.
I consider it harassment of staff when I'm being lied to and cause distress and alarm.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you these papers. You can look at them.
Give me them.
And we're done here. Okay?
And what about tomorrow morning?
It's tomorrow morning. What is tomorrow morning?
Well, I've got this form here. It was Rick who gave me the application form for an appointment tomorrow morning at 9:45.
Okay.
They're requesting bank statements, which I don't have,
Okay.
because I don't have any bank account. It goes into somebody else's account. So how do I go about getting a bank account statement? And I assume.
I'll have a word with the hardship officer and discuss that issue. However, obviously, hardship officer is not going to particularly be welcome to harassment either. So potentially you might find you're not able to progress with that interview either.
Oh, why's that?
Again, stated to me today that during the last interview.
I told you I wasn't recording, Tom, because if I told you we were recording, the interview would have been over. Whether you like it or not, I've got to record the criminal activity.
You have to post said recordings to internet.
Only the ones where there's been clear harassment and lies being committed, and I've pointed it out. It's not as if, because don't forget, Tom, just hold on. I first made my claim in August of 2014. The first recording that went up was February of 2015. That's 6 months, yeah. The first one that went up on YouTube was, because I made my claim in August 2000. Just hold on, August 2014. 6 months later.
To post videos to an internet website.
Yeah.
If you feel the need to post internet videos, that's entirely up to you, sir.
Yeah, I know that.
We will deal with that. However, as an organisation, we feel is appropriate. In terms of the reason you've come down to the office today,
yeah,
you disagree with the decision to stop your job seeker.
Well, your decision is based on the fact that I had no evidence, and I've got the evidence here again today. I mean, you could now look at my evidence and go, yeah, you did bring it.
I believe you received a letter informing you.
No letter.
Well, there'll be one in the post. When you do get it, there'll be instructions in that letter about how to correctly deal with this situation.
Have you given me the rest of them forms? You're still holding on to them.
I'm about to end this interview because.
Well, I need these forms here.
Are you willing to just let's finish this with these forms here? Or do you want me to?
Well, I need them forms.
These forms.
So you're saying?
We do, yeah.
Are you dealing with me now? You're saying that, providing that I end this interview now, you'll give me the forms only if I end the interview. Is that what you're saying, Tom?
No, I won't end the.
Give me the forms that you've just told me I need.
If you're able to listen.
I'm listening. Give me the forms.
Right. Let's talk about this.
Well, let's talk about it now. You want to talk about it?
This is a job seeker allowance.
Yeah.
Form that will reinstate your benefit after the day of the disallowance. This is a customer statement in which you can put your side of the story forward about why you disagree with the decision to stop your money.
Right.
And this is a form which will indicate whether or not you wish to make a reconsideration request. Okay? I'm going to give you those forms. You can do with them as you will. I'm going to go in the meantime have a look, chat with the hardship officer, talk about the issues you got with your bank problems.
With what problems?
You said you didn't have a bank of your own, so therefore.
That's right, yeah. Would that affect hardship application?
Like I say, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have a quick chat with him. I'll come back after a quick chat. In the meantime, maybe you can have a look at these forms.
Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is, in terms of these application forms, I think the most expedient thing to do would be to go back to Avanta after I've left here. I've already been in this morning explaining the situation. They're not surprised, to be honest. They know I've produced evidence every week. In fact, I'm getting a statement from my current key worker that's willing to declare that I'm very polite when I come in, no issues, all that stuff. Everything that contradicts your claim, basically. I'm going to get him. I'm going to fill these out, get them copied, bring them back in today, so that tomorrow morning all these have already been handed in today, and I'll take copies of them and get a receipt when I come back today. So these will be filled out and handed.
The hardship form will be due back until the actual appointment tomorrow.
What, this one here?
Yeah.
This application form, the one that Rick gave me.
Yeah.
So, what are these? Are these separate? Are these different? So, what's this one for?
Well, this is an application to apply for hardship.
Application for hardship, and this one here.
This is because you disagree with well, there's two there, well three, but the two are essentially the same document.
Right.
The
So you got.
section here is to reinstate job seekers allowance following a disallowance.
Right.
And this one in your other hand there is because you disagree with the decision to originally disallow your claim in the first place.
Right. And what's this explanation reconsideration request?
Those two essentially go together.
Oh, so that's part of the one in the same. Right. So it's two forms. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm with you.
Alright. So
So you're gonna go away, speak to hardship officer, and come back.
if you'd like,
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Let's get out.
Appreciate that.
So
James, please call me James.
okay, James. Basically, I just confirmed with the hardship officer that if you don't have a bank account of your own, it's not a problem. In the form itself, you just write I do
The,
not have a bank account.
and the details of the
Yeah.
account. They'll know the details because it's already on JSA, and it just gets.
Checking whose bank account it's paid into, and if it's not paid into your bank account, obviously,
Yeah.
that's not going to be enough.
No, because JSA already gets paid into another account. But I'm assuming, will they ask for payment details again? Will it be a separate?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it might be in the back of that form that it wants payment details,
Right.
but essentially we already have the payment details.
I was just looking at
So
this
that in
form.
itself shouldn't be a problem.
I was just looking at this form you gave me. These little check boxes here: detailed verbal explanation requested.
Yeah.
Detailed written. Is this me requesting it from you guys?
Essentially, basically, have a quick look at it.
Because there it says verbal written explanation declined. So this is like something for more of your use than mine.
No, it's not. Basically, in order for someone to ask for a reconsideration, what they have to do is say, I don't want a detailed verbal explanation over the phone or in person. However, in this case, to be honest with you, you've actually already had a detailed verbal explanation because I
Yeah.
just sat here and told you exactly why we were sanctioned.
Yeah, but it's biased when it's you. It needs to be third party to have a detailed
Well,
explanation.
ask for a verbal explanation, but then obviously you're delaying the potential for the reconsideration itself. But if you want one, it's not a problem.
This is the 1LS form, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. If you want a detailed verbal explanation,
Alright.
detailed written explanation, just tick that form, fill it in, and send it off to me.
So the 1LS form, which is
That's that one there in the left hand.
this one here.
I wish to reclaim job seeker allowance following a disallowance.
Right. And this decision to disallow me, you put a referral into a decision maker, and the decision maker made it based on your testimony.
Well, I don't think testimony is the right word, but based on the information.
On your statements, on your information, so your testimony. You've put down why, that's your reasoning, isn't it? And so this 1LS form is something that I will issue that the same decision maker will review. It will be a different decision maker.
Decision. It's a simple thing, basically.
Who reviews the 1LS form once I've filled it in?
Well, no, the one lesson isn't a reviewed. It's not a comment. You are essentially verifying that you wish to continue claiming job seekers allowance.
Yeah.
Because obviously, following a disallowance, it is your option to cease claiming job seekers allowance if you so wish.
That's the reason why sanctions are being put so hard. A lot of people, a large percentage of people, are being sanctioned incorrectly, and to save them from going through all the treatment of that again, they just don't bother coming back, even though they're legitimately entitled to it. You know, the figures actually show that. So, what I just try to wrap my head around the fact that this 1LS form is to basically reclaim from the decision to stop my benefits, sanction, and suspend it, sanction it.
Essentially, yeah.
Right, but what I don't understand is this an appeal or is this just a reconsideration?
No, that's neither. These two forms here represent a reconsideration request.
Right.
That is a JSA1 ILS form, which is essentially about reinstatement of benefits.
Right.
I.e., you've been disallowed,
So
you
what-
wish your benefits to be reinstated.
So at what stage do I go to the appeals department?
If your reconsideration
Yeah.
is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Would it not be prudent to put an appeal request through as well?
As you're not eligible, you can't put an appeal in until you've had a reconsideration request.
Right, that's making a little bit. Right, and this form here is just for the hardship payments in the meantime.
Essentially, hardship is available if the sanction is upheld and you have a sanction applied. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think at this point you actually have a sanction on your claim.
So what is it exactly?
You have a disallowance.
Disallowance.
It's a different.
So you could release the payment, effectively.
Well, no, because the decision makers found that you should be disallowed of your job seeker allowance.
Yeah, but I've put in for a. I mean, that's gone through obviously, and that needs to be reverted. But who would be responsible for reversing that, would it be another decision maker?
Yes. Is it another decision maker who will decide to reconsider the
Yeah.
original decision if you fill in the form saying you wish to have a reconsideration?
Right. And if they declined, I then go to the appeals board.
Yes.
Right. And even if, like, say this reconsideration gets declined, so then I would be up for the 4 weeks, the full 4 weeks.
Yes.
Right. At the end of that 4 weeks, would my money by default resume back to normal?
Well, if you've completed the JSA1 ILS form, yes.
So I must complete the mandate. I must do the reconsideration, or effectively my account will be closed.
No, you're confusing the reconsideration form. So, a reconsideration is
Yeah.
an entirely optional thing. Yeah?
Right.
If you agree that yes, I didn't do enough to look for work, and I accept my sanction as appropriate, you don't need to ask for reconsideration. You don't need to ask for an appeal or anything.
Right.
Yeah. However, if you wish to continue claiming benefits, you need to complete the JSA1 ILS form, as that is basically showing that you intend to continue benefits despite having been found to be disallowed.
But you wouldn't assume that if I didn't fill this form out, what would happen to my benefits then? Would after 4 weeks it would just carry on?
No, it would never it would never be reinstated.
So you do assume that once someone's been sanctioned, you assume that they won't be coming back until they fill out this form?
Essentially, I mean, sanctions and disallowance are two technically different terms, but yeah, that is essentially re-engagement, i.e. somebody has returned to the job centre and said, following my disallowance for the previous 2 weeks, I would like to re-engage with job seeker allowance, and I will be attempting to follow the various conditions of job seeker allowance. So
So,
essentially, if somebody doesn't look for work in 2 weeks, and I say, I'm afraid you've not looked for work in 2 weeks, as such, I'm going to have to disallow your benefit for
so
that
it's only
2 weeks.
been disallowed, not actually sanctioned?
No, a disallowance is then followed by a sanction.
Followed by a sanction, right.
So basically, yeah, if somebody doesn't look for work, I make a referral to a decision maker because they've not looked for work, and then they decide they're not going to look for work. There's no point in us reinstating that benefit after the disallowance, as that person is not looking for work. Therefore, the disallowance continues indefinitely. However, if in your opinion you are looking for work and wish to reinstate your benefit, you'll complete that form there and say, please reinstate my benefit. As you've given the reasons for yourself in the first place, you ask for a reconsideration on that piece of paper again.
How's it going to look to you, Tom, when I claim in my statement? By the way, when it comes to my statement, do I really need to write it there, or can I do it on a separate sheet and just issue it with this?
That's just a
Yeah,
conveniently
of
lined
course.
piece of paper.
So, how's it going to look, Tom, when, I mean, tomorrow when I come down? Who will I see tomorrow when I come down?
Well, I'm not sure about that at this point. Obviously, most staff in the office aren't willing to see you.
I can't say I blame the staff not wanting to be seen, given the level that this has escalated to.
Yeah.
It's shocking, really. It should never have happened.
Quite.
If the behaviour of the job seekers staff on the first floor was more forthcoming, more transparent, and more honest.
Let's be clear, I'm not here to discuss behaviour of staff or anything other than.
Well, but you're willing to bring my behaviour up all the time, Tom. And
Yeah.
You see, what I don't understand is, I know you said Tuesday, you did say several times, you said, you know, you're always going on about your complaints. But if I do have a legitimate complaint and it gets unanswered, what is one to do but to continue to make that complaint until until he's rightfully given due consideration? I mean, what do you want me to do? Just forget it and roll over and accept the fact that clearly suspicious stuff. I mean, the first time I noticed it, just bear in mind, Tom, just please hear me out, hear me out. I'd appreciate it, I would, honestly, just hear me out.
Video, a shocking success. I don't really want to go through it all again.
August of 2014, Tom, please, come on, do us a favour, hear me out. For your own conscience, your humanity here, Tom. You've got to do what's right, Tom, for yourself. Oh, he's walked away. He won't listen.